Hello everyone. So today I am just starting my video to tell something about finite and non-finite verbs, which is an important section in our grammar syllabus. So today in this video I will explain you what are finite and non-finite verbs. So these are the two types of verbs, finite and non-finite. So first we should know the definition of the verb and its types. So a verb is a word or a combination of words that indicates action or state of being or condition. A verb is the part of a sentence that tells us what the subject performs. Verbs are the hearts of English sentences. For example, Jacob walks in the morning. So here, as it is an usual action, here the word walks is a verb. So types of verbs are there. Finite verbs, non-finite verbs, action verbs, linking verb, auxiliary verbs and modal verbs. Then we come to the definition of finite verb and non-finite verbs. So definition of finite verb is a verb which shows time or a verb which is limited by number, person and gender of the subject is known as a finite verb. For example, Neha writes letters, they write letters, we have written letters. So here the word write, written are the examples of finite verbs. Then the definition of non-finite verbs. A verb that does not show time or a verb which is not limited by number, person and tense of the subject is known as a non-finite verb. For example, Raman tries to sing, we try to sing, they try to sing. Here the word sing is an example of non-finite verb. So a finite verb is controlled by the number of the subject. If the subject is singular, the verb is singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb is plural. So finite verb examples are the girl runs slowly. Here the subject is singular. The girls run slowly. Here the subject is plural. Then a finite verb is controlled by the person. So in these examples, the subject is the girl and the girls. So a finite verb is controlled by the person. For example, I visit my grandparents at least once a month. Here I is the first person. Then she visits her grandparents at least once a month. Here she is the third person. A finite verb is controlled by the tense also. It can be in the past, present or future tense. For example, Mary studies Spanish. Here studies is in present tense. Then Mary will study Spanish. Here will study is also an example of future tense. Then come to the non-finite verbs. So non-finite verbs are of three kinds, and they are infinitives, participles or gerunds. So non-finite verbs are of three kinds: infinitives, participles or gerunds. For example, she cannot go out. It is an example of infinitive. I want to go to the cinema. It is also an example of infinitive. Then I like going to the cinema. It's an example of gerund. Then I wish I had gone to the university. It is an example of past participle. Then I am going to a concert tonight. It is an example of present participle. So these are the examples of the non-finite verbs. So another some examples here. I enjoy shopping for clothes and shoes. You enjoy shopping for clothes and shoes. They enjoy shopping for clothes and shoes. Here the verb shopping remains unchanged, whatever be the person, number and tense of the subject. So these three are the examples of non-finite verbs of future tense. Then come to the non-finite verbs. So non-finite verbs are of three kinds, and they are infinitives, participles or gerunds.